What's up, social media? I'm just going to say social media because we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch. We're everywhere tonight. So, Facebook. So, anyway, I just want to say, hey, we're on episode 43, and we could talk about a healthier you. And we're doing something a little different on Bottoms Up because we really want to bring the value to our viewers. And instead of, in the past, we did, every episode was a different topic. We're going to go a whole month on one particular topic. And with this series, we go really dive into fitness and wellness. And today we have two experts. We have Matt Cheng and Thomas Johnson here. And before I start, why don't you guys introduce yourself? Matt was in some previous episodes last year, but let's go ahead. Introduce yourself. Whoever wants to go first.
After you, Matt.
All right. So I don't know if I missed the intro last time, but that Bottoms Up Perspective intro is fire, guys. Like,
thank you.
I think I missed it last time, but I can't believe it's been like since last year since I've seen you guys already. So I'm Matt Cheng. I created Beyond the Movements, and really just to change up the perspective in the fitness industry. As you can tell by the name, it's really about more about the mindset, more about your habits, more about building sustainable lifestyle, rather than just beating your body up with tons of burpees, tons of crazy activities, and just nothing without actually thinking about what you're doing. So that was the birth of Beyond the Movement, and we've been going at it for a while now. And with this whole pandemic thing, we had to we were like half and half. We were like in person, and then we were like half virtual. But like, I guess thank goodness, like we ramped up our video library, our exercise, things like that right before the pandemic hit. So we're really grateful for this full transition into, well, not 100%, but full transition into virtual space. Probably Thomas will totally understand what I'm talking about. What's up, Blair? What's up?
I get it. Trust me, I definitely get it. So, how's everyone doing?
Go, man.
I'm Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of GetUpNGetFit. Normally, I walk around with my hat on. Shameless plug. So,
you should still have it on. You should have it on for this.
Go ahead, breathe a little bit, Yeah. So, GetUpNGetFit. It's a wellness and fitness coaching concierge company that tailors to busy executives, entrepreneurs, celebrities, and corporations. So, I created this company out of necessity. A little bit of my background. After I graduated from university, I graduated with a nutrition and personal training degree. I became a celebrity trainer for a bit. While being a celebrity trainer, I worked with a plethora of different types of folks in different industries, from politicians to models, professional athletes. Name them, I worked with them. But
awesome.
I had this one situation where I was working with a client. She was the VP of a multi-build out a company. But I noticed she was having most of her meetings at bars and restaurants in Manhattan. But what caught me off guard was she was having about 1 to 3 drinks with each meeting. Imagine having about 8 to 10 meetings and 1 to 3 drinks.
Whoa.
Exactly.
The alcohol bill must be huge, man. The bill.
Definitely, But when I saw that, I knew something was going on. So I decided to have a heart-to-heart during our next session. So when she came through, I sat her down and I told her, listen, if you continue down this trajectory, what's bound to happen is not good. Your life is going to really turn out, for the worse. And I was being very candid. I was being very serious in trying to really let her know the severity of her actions. But out of nowhere, this lady just broke down in my arm and started crying right in the middle of the gym. And
wow.
She was telling me how she was extremely stressed out. Nobody understood how it was to be a person like her in her position, how being a woman in her industry is extremely stressed out. And this was the first time I ever felt helpless. Now, I'm the person that people was always going to for advice, solution, and I felt like I didn't have the tools. But while listening to her, I got this epiphany, and I realized there were so many other people like her, so many business executives, entrepreneurs that are working on the bottom line. They're so focused on working on the company that they forget about their self, their health. And then my eyes became open. My eyes the shades just opened up, and I started seeing this occurring more and more with other folks because now I'm more aware. And I decided to create a solution, hence my company. But we'll dive into it further after we chime in the conversation. Don't let me go on a tangent because I'm passionate about this thing. I'll keep on going.
No, that's good. So before we really dive deep into the whole fitness talk, right? And so I want to go ahead and we'll go around and then just ask each one of you what fitness means to you.
I'll go first.
Wow.
I'll go first. Easy. I think among all of you guys here, those who know me on this show, right? I'm probably the least fit, but I do try to get fit once a year, not because I want to, but it's of a military obligation. I need to take this individual physical fitness test every year. This is really a military obligation, and so what I need to do is that first they need to test that I am okay. My heart is fine. I won't run and drop dead halfway. So there'll be liability issues. Once that is okay, I have a window of my 1 day after my birthday to my next birthday, total 12 months to get myself fit. I can book myself to a test anytime within that window of 12 months after and before my birthday. And that's coming up soon. So once a year, at least, maybe, hopefully for a month, I will try to be fit. And by fit, that means I need to clear three things. I need to be able to do push-ups as many as I can within 1 minute. I need to be able to do sit-ups as many as I can within 1 minute. And I need to do a 2.4 kilometers run. I think at my age category, I think I need to do it within, I can't remember, 17 or 18 minutes to pass, but that's still dependent on the overall score of my push-ups and my sit-ups. Meaning, if I can do like 100 sit-ups in a minute and 100 sit-ups and 100 push-ups in a minute, I probably need to run a little bit slower. I'm okay to run a bit slower. So that's my definition of fitness, or rather, the military's definition of fitness that I need to meet. Apart from that, I pretty much don't do anything. I mean, I tried to do, during the lockdowns and all, I was doing 3-minute planks every day. At least I try to as much as I can, but it started to hurt my back, so I stopped that altogether. So now I try to do like 20 push-ups a day, and that's about it, right? That's about it. So
Jeremy, like, you remind me of me when I was going through high school, and I was like, what do I need to pass in this class? A C?
Yeah. Just do
bare minimum.
Yeah, just bare minimum. Yeah, that's why I always tell people. On social media.
This is universal, right? This is universal.
No, it's not.
Tests and exams that we don't appreciate. We just want to fly. We just want to cross that line and leave me alone.
Yes. Oh, don't get me wrong. For this military obligation once a year, there's a monetary incentive, right? You can make $200, $400. I think the max is what? Is it $600 if you attain the gold standard?
I think it's
like
five.
that.
I think it's
500. Yeah, maximum is 500, and you can do as many times as you want to hit that 500 goal level. You are encouraged to.
Our government has given up on us, so take as many times as you want. So long as
there's too many people.
Please.
Yeah, there's too many people like me. But the point I was trying to make is this, right? I always I see social media and I see friends my age. They do like 10 kilometers run, 5 kilometer runs, marathon, half marathons, and all that. And to me, it's like I need to run 2.4 kilometers. When I train, I just train for 2.4 kilometers, not 1 kilometer more, not 1 kilometer less. So that's me, okay, the bare minimum.
Oh man.
But you know what though? We appreciate your honesty though, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're being straight up. No fluff.
Yes,
No fault there, man.
Yep, that's me.
What about
Straight
you,
up.
Eldrick?
I I used to struggle with fitness. I used to. In your high school equivalent, I was way overweight. So then in
No
Singapore,
way.
No
it's true,
way,
it's true.
Eldrick.
So
I can't see
when,
you.
No way.
when I was 17, 18, I was like overweight. And then after high school equivalent and before university, we have to go military service for 2.5 years. So that 2.5 years, I suffered like shit. I mean, like if you're overweight and you are forced to do pull-ups every day, I mean, like, oh my gosh.
Ooh, yeah.
If you don't understand the impact of gravity, for fuck's sake, if you're overweight, try and do a pull-up. You know what the hell gravity is, because your arms will just struggle to bring your entire body across, that chin level. So anyway, that was then, and then
shakes, right?
yeah, it does. I mean, like trembles.
Yeah.
And you can feel like this part is like breaking off for some reason. But anyway, so that's the history of it in a very distilled and condensed way. And then I did a little reflection on, of course, in military we have like fitness levels that we have to cross, and then beyond that is, okay, it's convenient. So I got there now, and I want to maintain it, because building it is very difficult. Maintaining it is slightly easier. So once I get the hang of it, like on a daily basis, it's not that difficult. Now then, what is difficult, right? So resolve the third world problem. Now that's the first world problem. What do I want to maintain? And I realized that cardiovascular fitness fits me a lot more. I make excuses when I have to go to the gym, but for me to lace up and start running, it's easy. So I stuck with that. So I think when it comes to fitness, so by the way, I'm one of those half marathons or marathoners that Jeremy mentioned. So when it comes to fitness, typically over this topic, I typically ask my colleagues or my friends, like, so fitness is it's a word that really doesn't mean anything, because there's many different types of fitness. So the way I see that is, being cardiovascular fit doesn't necessarily mean that you are gym fit. I go to the gym, I'm a complete embarrassment. Like, I can't lift like 10 kgs. I lift 5 and I sweat. I probably do 2, like at a quiet corner where no one can see me. I just do 2 and I get away from the mirror, put the dumbbells off, and I would just go away and do other things, right? So I think for me, it's just a life journey that way. And I do have some questions for the both of you, but I'm gonna leave that for later.
Yeah,
that's my journey.
I guess I'll go next. So I think for me, fitness changes as you get older. I think there's different points in your life, right? What I thought was fitness when I was younger is very different than what fitness looks like at 40. And I think for me now, it's really being able to not be short of breath, being able to sleep well at night, not be in pain, being able to have energy, right, to go through my day to day, and just feeling healthy, right? I think fitness is also, like Eldrick said, it's not necessarily just looking good. It's also, I think a lot of it has to be how you feel, right? Because you can look amazing and be super not fit, and I think society give us a wrong image of what fitness is. And so for me nowadays, it's really just being healthy, right? Not being sick, don't have to take pills, So that's my ideas of fitness, but let's let the experts answer. Matt, what's your idea of fitness?
Yeah, you always know what the right thing to say is, man. Like yeah, I'm telling you.
But he's not doing it. Everyone knows that's the right thing to say. He's not doing it. So
He's saying it.
I'm just saying it.
Oh no, we got him. But like you said, in life is there's like these ebbs and flows. Like what you thought was fitness in like a year ago or 2 years ago, it might be different than what you think fitness is now. But of course, there's always like these principles, right? Of certain foundations you have to lay and certain principles that you kind of have to maintain. But like as you grow up, like now I'm I'll tell it to you guys too. Like I'm a dad and I'm expecting another baby.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. So like, what I thought was fitness when I first met my wife was like, we were doing like some like German style lifting, like 10 by 10s, and like, we were doing like powerlifting, like max set of ones, like, yeah, we just like lift the weight, then slam the weight down, and you feel good, and then like you walk around with your legs like all like busted up for like a week, and then now, we stepped away from that. We still focus on strength. That's still like very important, just as much as your cardiovascular system. But now it's more about, also integrating some other pieces like managing stress and, understanding like, certain things that occur in real life, that you usually do functional training, but now, like certain positions that, people are in when you're holding kids, or like when you're carrying kids, when you're lifting kids overhead, or whatever it is, not even just kid, but like in general, right? Lifting things overhead.
Yeah.
Now you have to have that strength, but you have to apply into the real world. And, that's, all these pieces coming together changes over time. But I think we just keep adapting and we keep getting stronger, but just in different ways,
That's
I
good.
like that. You said we keep adapting and getting stronger, and you were absolutely right, man. And especially as we grow older, our body changes, right? So
Yeah.
when I look at the word fitness, I kind of look at it as more the physical part. I kind of like to use the word wellness, so it's fitness and wellness, because sometimes people think of fitness as just the external, right? The aesthetics. But I like to look at things from all parts. So when you're healthy and fit, you're able to do more, right? You're able to not only move in a way where you're not injuring yourself, you also have good flexibility, right? You're able to walk up a flight of stairs without being short of breath, right? You're able to bend down and grab and tie your shoelace without having back pains, right?
Yeah.
These things combine, right? So when I look at fitness and wellness, I look at how can I operate at the optimal level. Of course, it's COVID time. A lot of folks are working at the desk for hours. Actually, folks are working even more now than before because they don't have a cutoff time, right?
Yeah.
So imagine being at your computer for hours and hours, being in this hunch position, right? Your shoulders might get tight, your hips might get tight, your back might become sore from being like rounded, then your abs are disengaged. So by conducting these habits, right, over time, your body's going to conform to whatever you put your body through. So it's about being aware and being intentional, right? So when I look at fitness and wellness, I look at what can I do to allow me to live a healthy lifestyle? What can I do to allow me to operate where I'm not getting injured? What can I do that allow me to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without being short of breath? Taking ownership of my activity, right? And then applying those activity, whether it's walking more, put an alarm on my phone that goes off every hour so I can stretch my lower back, do my little hula hoop, stretch my lower back. So it's a combination of all these things, man. It's not just the aesthetics. I'm pretty sure. So Matt and I probably have 6-packs over here. Even Audrey, you German too. Even you, Kevin. You
No.
No.
I mean, no. But that doesn't just because you have good muscle tone doesn't mean you're able to run up a flight of stairs. There are bodybuilders who are physically fit, but run up a flight of stairs, they'll be out of breath.
Okay, I want to clarify. I don't have 6-packs. I have 1 pack to rule them all. But I do have a question. Because what you're saying is interesting, right? Even what Matt mentioned and Kevin, right? Feeling well. So so here's the question: Can you be fit but unhealthy? Let's not talk about eating and drinking.
Yes,
just the
absolutely
physical form. Can you be
possible.
fit and possible, right? How does that happen?
So
I've
yeah,
seen it before.
when you
I've
say
seen it
fit,
before.
so like I said, when I look at fit, I look at like the I kind of usually associate fitness with I mean I associate with health as well, but I look at the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was also looking from the ability standpoint. So muscle tone, right? Amount of body fat you have. So the combination of that, you could be skinny. Let's switch up the wordings. You could be skinny
Right.
and still be
Right.
unhealthy, because I know a lot of skinny
Right.
people that have horrible diets, right?
Yep.
They might be skinny, have a little bit of a six pack, but it might have a horrible diet. They might not get enough sleep. They might be tight in their shoulders and hips. They might have like excessive kyphotic curve. They might have bad posture, right? So just because you're skinny, that doesn't mean you're healthy, man. I know people
Yeah,
who are bigger and they're way healthier than other skinnier folks.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my brother many years ago, and so he's a little bit shorter than me. He's a bit stockier, but he's a professional military guy. And there was once I said, "Hey, why are you so fat?" And he replied me, "I'm fat, but I'm fit," which is true because he can run 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. So I got shut up right there.
Yeah, but Matt,
Just silence.
I think it'll be pretty good for Matt, because he understands, like, as a personal trainer, he understands like the muscle, the BMI, right? So Matt, do you want to
BMI, yeah,
that?
Yeah, I mean,
body
like,
mass index, yeah.
people use BMI as a metric like all the time, but
Mhm.
like I have clients that come to me like literally saying that, hey, I have to work because I'm overweight on my BMI, and then you have to explain it to them. You're like, okay, that's kind of like a general concept of BMI. Like people use it to gauge where they're at, but at the same time, you can sometimes have an overweight BMI but still be healthy, right? It depends on
Right.
if you're actually like more on the muscular side, you're a little bit more on the denser side. Is that like more body fat, less body fat? You know what I mean? So if you're using just BMI as a metric, it's not really fair for somebody that's more fit. They could be like a bigger, stockier person with a little bit more muscle and less body fat, but they will have more of a BMI. So not really
So
fair if you just look at that, metric.
so if BMI is sort of flawed, then what would be a good gauge? I mean, it could be like BMI plus whatever other measurement, to in your expert view, what would be a good form
like,
of measurement
I mean,
or indication? Yeah.
Going back to like, if can you be fit but unhealthy? It's kind of like there's so many factors to it. It depends, because it depends on their genetics, right? It
Right.
depends on their other habits. So let's say like somebody's really fit, like they could be fit with cardio, like kind of like Aldrich, right? He can be very fit with cardio, but he's not as fit strength endurance, right? Or if somebody can eat really unhealthy, but they have really good genetics, and if they go for like a checkup or like a colonoscopy or something, and everything comes out clean, that's something that's considered healthy, but they're not necessarily eating, right? Compared to somebody that's eating healthy, but they're not as genetically, I guess, in the right position. They can still have ulcers or little things that come up that's not under their control. So like all these factors you got to consider, and then
That's fair.
top, of course, you still want to be healthy. You still want to build strength. You still want to build endurance, and these kind of things will help you build that. I call it resilience, right? So the stronger and more impactful you are, the more you can do, the bigger your glass gets. So if your glass keeps expanding, right, you can have like little obstacles that come your way, but you're able to control it, or the disease or the sickness or whatever, the injury, in a way a little bit better than somebody that doesn't expand on that glass. Right? So I think about it like, if your glass is small and you don't work on your running, you don't work on your strength, you don't work on your endurance, your glass will stay small, even though you're genetically better than somebody else. It's kind of like that saying, like people that work hard can outwork somebody that's talented, right? It's the same thing.
Right. So
so I'm just gonna piggyback on what you just said, right there, Matt. So it's literally about investing in your body and being aware, having this awareness to actually to put into action, right? To be more consistent when it comes to, and being aware of what you're consuming, how you're operating in this world. Everything plays a part, because the more you invest in your body, the more your body is able to withstand external forces like the bacteria. Like, for instance, our body it's mostly microorganism. Only a small percent of our body is human DNA, right? So when we're not balanced, that's when we start to get sick. Our immune system become more compromised, right? So
Right.
imagine, so when you invest in your body, when you work out, when you go for your runs or go for your walk, you're investing in your body. When you eat those veggies, you're investing in your body. You're making it harder for the pathogens to overpower your body, right? So it all plays a part. When you sweat, right? You're investing in your body, so it all plays a
Right.
part, man.
For sure, for sure.
That's good.
And
So,
and I think that
Yep.
the BMI thing is it's a very very common in my opinion a very common misconception. But I'll just throw it out so we can have a discussion on that, because I have one story that's tied to that. When I went for medical checkup in military, the one that Jeremy mentioned before we do our physical tests and things like that. So we have to do our BMI on an annual basis, and so someone in front of me, stockier. So when he goes on that scale, and his BMI shot through the roof, the assessor is like, you gym, right? And then he's like, yeah, I gym, and he does this. and he said, oh, okay, no worries. You are overweight here, but yeah, good. Don't worry. You know. So then I went up. He looked at me and said, wait, hang on. Before you get on the scale, you run, right? You look like you are too skinny or something like that. I said, yeah, I run. I said, oh, okay, no worries. So I got on the scale and I'm inching towards the underweight. Inching.
Oh,
I'm not there, but inching. And he's like, okay, yeah, you run. And the person behind me went on the scale, and the assessor was like, you are definitely obese.
wow.
Yeah. So this is one thing. A very simple story that I personally encountered. And so, how can we share with our viewers and audience, right? Like when we look at a metric, we are obsessed with numbers and metric, like a BMI. How can we inject the correct context into interpreting that number? Right. So I'm just gonna leave the question as that. Let both of you answer.
I mean, that's kind of hard because it's relative. Like you just mentioned, a person that's like a bodybuilder who have more muscle mass. Because muscle is much more dense than fat. Fat just takes up more room, right? So it's kind of hard to focus on one number. My thing is, for instance, like when we assess our clients, there are a couple of different things that we do, right? So I'll have a client get on the treadmill, and I have the client just recite the alphabets, right? And I'll just listen to the breathing, or I have a conversation with that client, just listen to the breathing, just to see the breathing pattern, see if it's going up and down. The next thing I do, so that right there, just for the cardiovascular endurance, to see if they're able to walk up a certain distance without huffing and puffing, right?
Panting,
so that's one thing that I use. Other thing we use is, I know Jeremy mentioned earlier, for you guys do like sit-ups, right?
Yeah.
Myself personally, I don't believe the sit-up is the best indicator for core strength. I believe the plank is. So I scratch that, because most people don't do sit-up properly. Yank on their neck.
Yeah. You heard yourself.
Right?
You heard yourself.
Anything
Yeah.
to pass the test, you know.
Pass the test. So it's injury prone. So I have our client do a plank to assess the core strength, because the core is not just your abs. The core is your abs, your lower back, and your glutes.
But that's the thing. Planking will not get me my 6-pack. It just make my 1-pack harder. So there's a problem there. There's a problem.
Jeremy, what's the function of your abs, though? Let me ask that question. Why do you have abs?
It's the core strength, right? So you can get up and all that, right?
The lady attractor, I guess.
He's like, oh, I care if it's the ladies. So your core, your abs. The job is just to stabilize your spine. All right.
Right. Okay.
So how can you stabilize the spine? Just do a whole bunch of crunches. I mean, a plank is a better indicator, because you're flexing your abs, your lower back, and your glutes if you do it properly. Right.
Yeah.
So I use that. So it's literally about having certain metrics, but not with the number, like certain indicators. With me, we use assessment to see if your body is able to do a certain amount of exercise, right? For a certain amount of time. That's a better indicator in my opinion, opposed to just relying on BMI. BMI, I mean, it's decent, but it's not great for the general public because we have different body types, different amount of fat and muscle mass. So Matt, I know you definitely want to piggyback on this.
Oh yeah. I mean, like Tom's been in the fitness industry like for a while, so he's been working with these high level executives, kind of like us, where we work with high performers. So we're all business owners here too, right? So we never just look at one metric. It's kind of like if you look at your business overall, you're like, like this what this one metric. Let's just say, for example, my website traffic was down this week. My business is going down. I'm going bankrupt this year. It's like there's so many metrics that we can look at. It's the same for fitness, right? So if you I have one client that's she's obsessed with just weight, like on the scale, right? And a lot of people are obsessed with just one variable.
That's easy. Just tweak the scale.
What do I weigh today? If I'm a little bit heavier, I'm not gonna eat anything. I'm not gonna drink any water. I step on the scale again, I'm good, right? So that's the problem with looking at just one metric, because you can kind of play around, like you're like kind of like tricking your body and your mind into like getting that one variable down so that you feel better about yourself. But at the same time, you wanna look at other factors too, right? Make sure that you're actually going in the right direction and you're actually progressing and actually making substantial improvements.
That's good.
Exactly. Even what you just mentioned about the weight, because the majority of our body is just water, man. It's water. Right. So if you feel heavy, go take a pee. You lose a few. Your body will adjust. Oh, go defecate, man.
Anyone want to pay me to help you pee more?
Hey, go to the bathroom real quick.
So it's at the end of the day, it's literally about your mindset too, man. Mindset really it plays a big role when it comes to our wellness, our fitness, because some people, because they're trying to get the ideal body, which there's no such as an ideal body, because we have different cultures with different body types.
That's good.
They put themselves through various like sickness. They become bulimic, or and other, and they start binging, or they start to purge themselves. So it's really it's literally, you have to be careful, man. You have to really, it's literally about how you feel. I like to focus on the feeling. Do you feel energetic? Do you have enough energy to come from work and play with your kid? Right? That right there should be your indicator of wellness, right? But yet again, like I said, it's relative. But I like to focus on more of a sustainable model, opposed to just, I just want to look good for my wedding, or I just want to look good for the beach. That's temporary, man.
So I want to just hop in here. So we've been talking a lot about fitness, right? So I know it's New Year's, and I used to be, I did some natural bodybuilding. I was competitive in my younger years.
Okay.
Got my certification to be a personal trainer, manage a gym. And I want to really just dive in, because I noticed there's a cycle in the gym business. And when I started my digital marketing business, I actually worked with a lot of gym owners. And this time of year, the gyms are usually really busy. With COVID, of course, everything's different, right? Everyone, we have this mindset. We're going to set these goals. We go come out the gate, just killing it. Same thing with business, right? Every business owner I talk to is like, the best is yet to come. 2021, I'm just going to sell, and just kill it. Mm-hmm. So the reality is, how do you sustain that March, April, May, June, July? Even myself, right? I have this background in fitness. I know how to do it. I know how to lose weight, eat right. But then doing it, like Eldrick says, another thing, right? Because now I like food. Back in college, I was like, I look good. I got to step on stage. I'm competing. All my buddies were doing it. They were carrying their bags of cans of tuna, protein powder. Nowadays, Jaden, my son, he wants to go buy McDonald's, or, hey, let's go grab this, Dad, and it looks really good, And I'm like, well, maybe I'll eat with you, So, and that's the reality of life, right? So how do you carve those appetite, or how do you control, like, it's easily when you work 8-9 hour days, and if you're an executive or a professional, you come home, it's dinner time, and you're tired, and you don't want to, okay, I only have so many hours in the day, right? And that exercise is a lot of us just put it on the side burner, or we make excuses after a while, you know. And I always tell my wife, I go, why do we work out anyway? If we only worked out twice this week, you know, so it didn't do us any good. So, you know, but how do you guys work with executives and busy people? How do you get them off? Like, how do you get them into consistent rhythm? Well, and how long would you say that to stick with it before you start seeing the real transformation?
So Kevin, I mean, it's literally about. So I'm big on behavioral science, right? And I tend to work backwards, right? I tend to meet the clients where they're at, then we do a reverse engineer. So, for instance, you mentioned there's a couple of things you mentioned. You mentioned like the burger, the McDonald's. You mentioned the lifestyle. You mentioned. So the first thing I'll ask them about the why. Why would you want to get in? Why would you want to be fit, right? Because you want to kind of have this emotional tie.
Oh wow! I thought you were gonna say, you ask them why are they having the burger. I was like, oh wow, that's really.
No, listen. I mean, I'm not.
Mind, but okay.
I'm not gonna do that. So the thing is also being compassionate too, right? I'm not gonna be like, Kevin, no, you can't have a burger. You know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So because at the end of the day, like my structure is create sustainability, right? And also it's the 80-20 rule, right? You know, once in a while you can have a burger. I mean, my guilty pleasure is apple pie. I love apple pie.
I did.
I love apple pie, but I
you
make
gotta
sure
have the scoop of ice cream.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't eat that.
That's
That's the genetic part. That's the genetic part.
There you go. Exactly. But so once we find out your why you want to get in shape, then we wanted to connect the emotional ties to that. Okay, you want to have more energy. Like you also mentioned, when you come from work, you're tired. That right there doesn't have to be your reality. All right, you could go to work and come home still feeling energetic. Did you consider that?
Yep.
So there are things you could do throughout the day that could really help your body. For instance, instead of being one place and just working hours and hours, you can have breaks in between to stretch, allow your blood to circulate. You could get more sunlight. You could eat healthier. This way, you're actually feeding your body, your cells, and not just like eating French fries and like drinking a Coke. It's low things you could do, right? And the next thing I'm going to mention too is accountability. Having an accountability partner, like hiring a trainer, right, to keep you accountable, or hiring a coach, a life coach. This is why trainers and coaches exist, because of that accountability aspect right there. Of course, when you fall off, it's extremely hard to get back. It's so hard. Even for myself. I rely on my team. I work a lot. I have a coach. I have 2 business coaches. I have my wellness team that I rely on. Even coaches need coaches.
That's so good.
Coaches. So it's literally about creating these parameters, creating this system and this water support team to help you get to your goal, which is to be healthy, to have more energy for your kid, and to live a lifestyle where you don't feel you have that 3 p.m. sluggish feeling. So there are a plethora of things you could do. And this is what my company. I realized this, and I decided to create this concierge company, because I'm a person. I mean, even though I have a nutrition background, but there's only so much I could do, right? So I have other professionals on the team that I can rely on. If our clientele needs extra help in this place or that place, So it's not for you. Like I said, for instance, when you're working, you can set an alarm on your phone to go off every 2 hours. So this way you can get up and stretch. It doesn't take too much just to get up and stretch. By doing that, that's actually going to help you to increase your blood circulation, because when we sit like this for a long time in this posture, your blood's not circulating as much. You're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. Then you start feeling tired. You start to just like doze off, right? So the combination of you moving your body because we feed our body through our bloodstream, right? When we eat food, it breaks down, goes to our bloodstream. That's when our body gets the nutrients. So imagine your circulation has decreased. You're not feeding your cells, you're not feeding your organs, not feeding your system. That's one thing you do. The other thing, drink more water. When you drink water, you have to get up. You have to go to the bathroom, right? You have to get up and pee.
I gotta lose weight.
There you go. So that's one other simple thing you can do too, man. And the other thing is just getting some fresh air, cracking the window, getting some sunshine, getting that vitamin D, you know? So there are a plethora of things you could do. So when you go home, you don't feel tired. You don't feel like you have to sit on the couch and just like, drop. So but like I said, don't get me started, man. I'm so passionate about this. I would take this whole show, but I'm gonna stop talking and let Matt chime in real quick.
No, I mean that's good stuff, man. Like, I mean, I can tell Tom is a really good coach because you don't hear this stuff a lot, and just the fact that he explained it, it's about building these small incremental gains, right? So people think it's not a big deal to just drink a little bit more water or just to get up every hour or two. It's like the smallest things that make the biggest impact. And if you can just take control from like that deeper why emotional level, like he said, right, it makes a huge impact just because when you're going for that burger, or I mean, burgers are fine, but like let's just say like if for me, I over the years, over training and things like that, I was always like, yogurt, Greek yogurt, milk, dairy, all that stuff was like healthy, right? Considered healthy. But I would find out that I wouldn't feel that good, like, digestion wise, or like I would get like these hormonal like acne, like all over my face and things like that. I'm like, I thought I was eating healthy, but there's something there's missing, right? So that little thing caused me to have like lower energies, right? So all I did was be more aware of dairy, right? And that made the biggest difference in my skin, in my energy levels, in my productivity, and just overall, like it could be like a mental thing too, but overall inflammation. So that was for me, but for you, it could be something else. It could be that burger or that fries, right? Whatever the oil that's in the fries, you could be like, damn, after I eat those fries, the next day, like I'm in the bathroom, and I'm stuck there, and then I'm dehydrated after. It's like those little things, man, like they just add up, and then you just like realize one day you're like, oh, okay, just if I just know what the aftermath of that, right? You reverse engineer it, and you found just that little extra energy that can get you through that 3 p.m.
Definitely. And Kevin realized like Matt was very in tune with how he felt, right? After he had that yogurt. So he was in tune. So when you eat, so food is not supposed to make you feel tired and lethargic, Like my background, I'm African, I'm Liberian, right? So growing up, we used to have this big plate of rice. So Liberia and the Asian culture is like the same thing. Like we eat a lot of rice.
Yeah, rice. Yeah, you gotta have rice.
You gotta have
potatoes.
Rice. So we used to have like a big plate of rice with some cooked stew that had no nutrients because it was cooked down. And after eating that, I should just feel tired, lethargic. The itis right there, right? Then I didn't realize that this was not a normal thing until I went to college. Then I realized you're not supposed to feel tired and lethargic after a meal. That's not normal, man. So it's all about listening to your body. Like Matt just mentioned, he listened to his body. He's able to really figure out what he needed and what his body was refusing.
Yeah, for sure. And like going back to like the sustainability part, like once you understand the value of it, right? The rest of it is just accountability. Like Tom said, like if I didn't have people keeping me accountable, my wife is a coach too. So, we kind of have this vibe of, damn, if we don't do something, we know when we're getting to that point of being out of shape and not, what's that word? Not, we're becoming a liability in a way. What I mean? We're like, somebody's going to get hurt and the other person's going to have to take care of the kids, So,
right.
and that's where we come from. So for you, it's just like being accountable. Your wife is going to be the biggest part of your life, because there's already going to be that little person on your shoulder telling you, those 2 days that we worked out wasn't really, it wasn't really impactful, so I'm not going to do it anymore, And then on top of that, if you go home and your wife's like, man, why are you working out so much? And you're getting like bigger, you know what I mean? Like, then you start to like have these thoughts of like, oh shoot, maybe I don't need to work out, and it just keeps adding up that way. So if you have somebody in your life that's like, that knows, hey, this is my goal. I want to lose, let's say 10 pounds, whatever. And I want to keep that 10 pounds off forever. That other person has to be accountable to you and say, hey, remember that goal you told me about? You have to lose 10 pounds, keep it off. You shouldn't be eating that. And if you have that constant feedback, right, whether it's a coach, whether it's somebody in your family, whether it's your kid, that's going to be the missing piece.
Right. Well, that's really good sharing in terms of accountability, because I think this whole accountability and ecosystem will get that little voice in your head off, but let's not do it. And I think Matt, when you talk about goals, right? I think for me, what worked really is really, like you guys mentioned, really small steps, right? Because or at least I was able to maintain it during the lockdown periods for many months. Was just giving the goal to myself. I'm not going to do much. It's just 20 push-ups a day, and plank for like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I just stuck to that. I wasn't going for like, I need 6 packs by the end of when. No, I was not going for that kind of thing. It was just sticking to really simple ones, because I figured that if I did 20 push-ups a day over X number of days, it's going to be more than I did, a few thousand times more than I did the year before, and the year before was like 0, right? So I think that's also one way I sort of like mind trick myself. And in terms of goal setting, I just set very low and easy goals to meet, but at the same time, it keeps me healthier than before. So why not?
Jeremy likes to set easy, achievable goals.
Just knock them out, baby. Just knock them out.
Now
Baby steps. Baby steps.
It's Jeremy
Baby
C.
steps, man. Baby steps. There you go.
Average.
I'll admit I'm a mediocre person. I'll admit. Fine with that.
But I think it's really good what you guys just said, because if I look back in my life, right, even when I got into my whole natural bodybuilding days, well, I was running around, all the guys I was around were natural bodybuilders. They were into fitness. We all work at the gym. So that became a natural thing, right? We see each other every week, and you don't want your friends to see, man, Kevin got out of shape. So it's always like this competitive accountability. Hey, why are you out partying, or why are you doing this? We got to step on stage, 3 months from now. So there was always that accountability. And I think as you get older, life kind of changes, right? And then your priorities change. Now it's like, if you're not in the fitness business, and I think it goes along with a lot of our audience, because a lot of our audience are on LinkedIn, right? Your priorities shift, right? It's about, how do we make money? How do I grow my company? So what happens is a lot of us invest in accountability within the business, right? Or in our careers, how do I move to the next level? And then we forget, we kind of, you don't just get fat one day, right? I had a 6-pack most of my life till I was in my late 20s even, but then it goes little increments, it's like 10 years goes by, you get, I'm not bad shape. You tell yourself that. You look in the mirror, I feel pretty good for my age. And then another 10 years, and it's like, where did this come from? And then another 10 years, now you got this belly, and when you walk up a flight of stairs, you're breathing hard, and it's over time, right? And I think a lot of professionals, we forget that. No one just one day became out of shape. And that's why when I was young, I look at these pictures and go, how was he an all-star athlete? And now I'm 40 and I look back, I go, I'm that guy, I have all these pictures of myself. I don't look anything like that, it just happens one day, right? So I guess what, as experts in this, what do you recommend? How do people get back on track? Like, where should they start?
The first thing is mindset, man. Like what we just mentioned right now. It's literally about setting small, realistic goals. All right,
That's good.
small, like smart, like measurable goals. All right, that are realistic. So that's small, because at least when it's all about starting. If you don't start,
Yeah.
then how you expect to get to the next level? So Jeremy actually has a pretty good idea when it comes to starting. So he's a great starter. Thank you, Jeremy. All right.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
it's literally about starting from where you're at, right? Even if it's just eating one less donut, or going for a walk around the block. All right. Start, accomplish that task, then reward yourself. Don't reward yourself by going to the fridge and grabbing a popsicle now. I'm not talking. That's not the reward I'm talking about. Reward yourself by patting yourself on the shoulder. Yes, I did it. All right, smile. All right, you did it. And the next time you'll be able to do a little bit more, a little bit more. Now, if you need extra help, you can get like hire a coach or a professional to give you the extra help, because they're being paid to do it. So there's no way they're going to allow you to go between the cracks. But yeah, start off from where you're at. Don't ever try to go from A to Z, because that's when injuries occur.
Yeah.
Don't be like, because I used to be a natural bodybuilder, I'm gonna go try out this 365 real quick, then and I'm popping your
Boom.
back. Right? Yeah. Don't ego train, please. All right. Start off from where you're at. If it's just the bar, that's fine. Even if it's just like I said, walk up and down the stairs, that's fine. It's all about taking action and doing the work. Doing the work. That's it. Then gradually you're gonna build onto that. You're gonna add onto that, because now you're gonna feel more energetic, right? Now I have more energy to go around the block 2 more times, 3 more times. Okay, I think I might be able to go jogging now. I'm feeling good. I think I might be able to go for a run now. So now let me call Jimmy. Jimmy wants to work out. He's been talking about wanting to work out for a long time. Call Jimmy. Now Jimmy's seeing that that you running around the block. Now he's motivated, right? So, but you see how this starts? It all starts with you going for that walk, going for and basically celebrating your wins and adding on to it. Yeah, like Justin just said, forgive yourself first and drop any negative thoughts about starting from square one. Justin, you are on point, my friend. Exactly.
That's good.
Justin is good, man. Yeah.
That's good.
And I just want to point out, in terms of accountability, I mean, recently I've seen people be accountable via social media. So they say, like, I'm going to have a 100-day challenge myself to, do X and Y, like, I don't know, 20 push-ups a day, right? And then they just post, right? So that's one way to get accountability without really having to be accountable to someone, right? Just to yourself and to social media. Yeah,
I'm
so
not too sure
that's
if
one
that's
way.
a very good idea, because
No, it's just one way. It's just one way I've seen people do it.
But if you start getting throttled by trolls on social media, it might just eat into you, and you.
That's true, but that's one way. That's one way.
Yeah, I think the only there's so we were talking. This is totally off topic, but is maybe not totally. But I was teaching a class earlier, and we were talking about I don't even know how we talked about. We talked about like information, right? How there's so much information available to us right now that it can be a good thing, but it can also be a very bad thing, right? Like,
overload, yeah.
You can find like the latest exercise trends to like, lizard people, about to, take over the world through 5G or something, like there's so many ranges of crazy things. But the thing with accountability is, it's a psychological and mental thing. So,
like comment. Whoa.
Maybe later on, Justin.
I would like.
That's a good one.
He has to take his blazer off though, but
I might rip my blazer. I can't lift my arm up.
but yeah, we just like that back to that psychological aspect. Like if somebody's watching us do it, we're like, oh, there's like this urge to achieve it and get it done. But like if we're accountable to ourselves, it's very easy to be like, I'm not really feeling it today. And then you'll find the best excuses for yourself. I'm telling you, like, some of the weirdest excuses. You're like, my arm kind of hurts today. I think, I did a lot yesterday, so I think I'm gonna take it easy 2 days. It's the weirdest thing. So you just have to have some external force, like somebody to actually be like, hey, this is what you got to do. You said you were gonna do this, so you gotta keep your word.
Absolutely right.
No, that's good. Hey, wow. Since Justin just asked us to do these exercises, so a lot of us are working from home because of COVID, right? And we're staring at these screens every day. So, what's some exercises that we can do that you can show us, demonstrate, within the square space,
Within the
right?
square space.
We're going
That
here
you
now.
can do sitting down.
So when we're sitting down, right? What's happening, right? We are hinging our hips, right? So we forming a 90-degree angle with our hips, right? So our hips become tight. Our lower back, loses strength over time. Our shoulders become tight, all right? So what I'll recommend is lengthening exercise, right? Something as simple as doing arm circles to open up your chest. Because when you're like this, everything's concave. Your shoulders are extremely tight, right? You're like a dinosaur, like a freaking T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Like a T-Rex. So something as simple as arm circles, going like 10 small circles going backwards, then 10 large circles, then going forward. That will help with the range of motion in your shoulders and also help to relax your neck. You can also like stretch out your neck, do that as well. Other thing I like to do is hip circles. So imagine you have a hula hoop around your waist. I'm not gonna get up and do a hip circle. Put your hand on your hip and just do a small little circle to loosen up your lower back. All right, it's nothing. It's not a crazy movement.
Intensive.
It's very simple. It's not intensive. All right, hip circles to loosen up the lower back, and then open up your hips. You could so I could demonstrate, but you could stand up and you could put your knee on the chair and just open up your hip. All right, that's one thing you can do as well. But of course, doing a safe manner, grab them to something so this way you don't fall over. Safety first, safety first, safety first. Just little simple things you could do. That's especially if you are a person that's constantly on the computer. I'm not listen, I didn't even mention anything with strength, right? I just made you guys do simple movement that you could do from the comfort of your own home, right at the desk.
Yep.
But I'm also a posture specialist, so I do this all the time with myself and also our clientele. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's literally about blood circulation, all right? Lifting the muscle, not being tight, all right? Because you don't want to be like that 85-year-old person or hunched over with a cane, that happens over time, right? But that didn't happen overnight. That happened over time. So it's all about lifting and opening up yourself.
That's good. Good.
Good.
Yeah, for sure. Lengthening, aligning, right? Especially if you're predisposed to certain positions when you're sitting, right? So in the fitness industry, it's called forward head posture or upper cross syndrome. So yeah, you got like this chicken neck going on in the front, right? You got the dinosaur hands going on, and once you understand what the postures are, then you have to understand how to reverse it, right? So when your head is in front, what's happening, right? Your chest is really tight, so you got to open up your chest. So yeah, hip arm circles going backwards, awesome, right? Expanding that range of motion. You can do like what we call Egyptians, right? Reaching your arms out as wide as you can, and then what you're going to do is you're going to turn one thumb down to the floor and then one thumb up to the ceiling. So you're just imagining like your arms are like a wet towel. Right. You're wringing out that water, right? So that's the same thing. So you're just wringing out as much as you can. You try to test your range of motion a little bit, right? Because your shoulder's a ball and socket joint. So you can go as far as you can. And then from there, you go the opposite way. So that's like the simplest stuff you can do. Just sitting down. But preferably, try to actually get up, do some movements, and go from there. You know what I mean? But like simplest stuff, works.
Yeah, man, I definitely like the Egyptians. That's my first time hearing that one. So One thumb. Okay, I might have to adapt that one.
For sure, man. For sure. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
No, this is good. And and I think fitness is like you guys said, right? Is really just getting yourself active, being able
An
to.
attendee in listen-only mode. To your LMS, your training link.
Sorry, that's
Search
mine.
for
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
And I think
I was like,
Is
sounds
that
like
a Siri or
Jeremy.
Alexa or
That's me. That's me trying to get into a webinar,
That's awesome.
a work webinar.
No, but I
Sorry, it's
think
okay.
it is really just adapting, right, to what fits your lifestyle and being able to take action. I think that's the hardest part, right? But before we end tonight, how do you you guys talk about mindset a lot, right? So how do you get your mind to where you can sustain consistency, where it's more of a lifestyle transformation versus, because I've been in the fitness industry and a lot of people fail, right? They because there's no life transformation, and then all of a sudden they gain all that weight back, right? I even see guys that do CrossFit, right? It's super intense. They got all the camaraderie and stuff, and as soon as they quit CrossFit, all of a sudden they're back to their old lifestyle, right? So that mindset, where does it need to be, and how do you get there?
I have an add-on question to that one, because
Yep.
I think when it comes to the way all of us approach fitness, it's actually a relationship with pain. Like how much pain can we endure, and if we even want to get there. So how can we think about it? Like embrace it, scratch the wall, or how should we go about doing it?
So, Aldrich, when you mention pain, are you talking about the pain associated with your why, or are you talking about like the physical pain? Can you elaborate?
The exertion with the exercise
Muscles.
and yeah.
Yeah. So you don't even have to get to that point, man. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Like a lot of folks think you have to work out until everything is sore in order for you to see results. No, it's literally about starting off from where you're at. It's what I'm trying to tell everyone right now. It's literally about start off small, celebrate your wins, right? Continue to add to it, and stay in tune with your body. Listen to your body. All right. And the more you start to become more consistent, the more you're going to want to be more consistent. That's the thing is once you start to do it in the beginning, it's hard, but once you build up the momentum, it becomes part of you. Like when you abstain from working out or from running or go for walks, you'll feel a difference. You'll literally feel a difference. All right. So you want to listen to your body. And sometimes, for instance, like when I don't work out for a long time, I get a bit irritated. And I know why, because I'm not exerting myself. I'm just home, just working from the computer, and then I tell myself, okay, because I didn't work out, I didn't get some sunlight. All right. So listen, you have to know thyself. You have to know yourself. All right. And like I said before, also you have to celebrate your wins. All right. Give yourself a good luck. Have self-talk. With me personally, I have simple things that I do for myself when I slack off. I also have simple things for newbies. Before you even can go to the gym, you have to start off by taking out your sneakers and preparing yourself. Grab your sneakers, put it by the door. Grab your tracks or whatever clothes you're gonna wear, put it by the door. Something as small as the prep work definitely plays a part, right? Because that's your first victory right there. You got out of bed, you throw in your clothes. Now, since you have that your gym clothes on, the next step is okay. Open up that door, walk out to your car, or go to that gym vehicle, whatever your method of transportation is. But it's literally about starting off from where you're at, then adding on gradually. Keyword gradually. All right, that's how it becomes part of your lifestyle. You can't start from A to Z. Start from A to Z. Well, not only will it cause you potential injury, but it's also what frustrate the hell out of you because you'll be sore the more like, oh, I'm not gonna do that again. I was so sore, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to hang out with my kid because I'm so sore. Then you add on to the excuses.
No, that's good. That's great.
I don't know, man. Like when I got sore, I was like, I thought it was cool. I was like, yo, I'm so sore. Cool, you know, I'm sore.
That's a nice one.
I'm
That's a
like
nice
telling
one.
everybody I'm sore, you know, but people be like, oh, I'm sore, I'm dying, you know, like what's going on? That's like that mindset shift that you gotta have, you know, like I take it like as like like a badge of honor sometimes, but like he said, like you do as a beginner and as somebody that's trying to progress, you do not want to overdo it and overextend yourself. Because that's where you get discouraged. And if you're not mentally prepared, that's when you think that you failed, right? Because you think that, oh man, I'm so sore. Either you're out of shape or you can't perform your next day or your next following day, and you'll miss workouts. So that's the thing that you gotta be careful of, right? I might as well just give the whole program away. So my main focus right now is making sure that my people around me, like including you guys, right? You guys have to understand the foundation. So what is the foundation, right? Your body can only move in certain ways. Okay. You have a squat, you have a hinge, you have push movements, you have pull movements. Okay. So if you understand the basics first and then build around it, all right, understanding that you just don't go forward, right? You can go all these planes of motion. Once you understand that, and then setting yourself up accordingly, right? So you have the foundation, you know what you need to do, and then the next step, building gradually, would be the next step, right? And if you can keep those things under control, and you know your why, you will gradually improve, right? But if you don't have that, just the foundation down, you can be one place one day, another place another day, but you'll never get any traction because there's so many things that your body can do, but if there's no like just this middle foundation piece, you always know you got to do these certain things, right? And then from there, you build. So I don't know if
That's really good.
tangent, but you know, so yeah, understanding that foundation is really important.
No, that's really good. And since we're in the towards the end of the episode, I just want to thank our sponsor StreamYard for making this all possible. If you guys ever want to go live and want to learn how to go live, feel free to hit Eldrick, Jeremy, or myself up. We can give you one of our sponsor referral links, and StreamYard allows us to go live simultaneously on all these social platforms. Before we end tonight, Matt and Thomas, tell us a little about how people can follow you and the program that you have for just even everyday people, right?
Go ahead, Matt. You go first.
You can follow me on Instagram at Matty_Cheng. It's MATTY _ CHENG. That's my Instagram handle. But I'm currently on an Instagram detox, so you might see a new content.
That's awesome.
But you can always reach out to me there. I'll respond to you. And one thing before I go, it's a great book you guys can read. It's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And along with that foundation piece that I was talking about, right? Understanding the foundation movements and mindset. The last piece of the 7 habits is keeping the end goal in mind, right? So always have your end goal in mind so that you can find that willpower to keep going when you fall off.
There you go. The why.
Yeah.
Matt,
What about you, Thomas?
right now, I'm just spinning off Matt's motivational words right now, man. I'm trying to marinate. Yeah, so I pretty much live on LinkedIn, so you could find me on LinkedIn, Thomas Johnson, or just I know my name is very generic. Or you just go to Get Up and Get Fit. Get Up and Get Fit. And also my website, GetUpNGetFit.com. And I'm also on Clubhouse. I'm not sure if you guys are on Clubhouse.
Yep,
I have a club
Not
called.
yet.
Okay, you got so Kevin. Make sure you get them in.
I can give you the invite, Jeremy.
So
Should I be on it?
You should. You should.
I don't know.
So on Clubhouse, I have a wellness club called ATW, All Things Wellness. It's a great club. You guys can join it as well. Thomas Johnson everywhere. Yeah. And so with us, we don't have a specific program. All right. My structure is more of a lifestyle. Like I said, I'm big on behavior science. We meet our clients where they're at. If they're working long periods of time, they need some flexibility to work with a yoga instructor. If they're stressed out, work our meditation person. If they need fitness work our fitness coach. So if they need a chef, we have private chef as well. So it's basically a customized structure that I've developed for our clientele, that are busy professionals. So
that's good.
to provide a support for you guys.
No, and then next week, so like I said, this is a 2-part series. This week is on fitness, and we have Matt Cheng. Next week, it's going to be on wellness, and Thomas is going to be back with us, but we also have Rob Love. And Rob, just to let you guys know, he's an Australian who lives on the islands now, and he's all about wellness and just having a good and happy marriage and a holistic approach to mindset and eating healthy. He is pretty known on Instagram and also the Facebook community. And so remember, fitness, is different for everyone. Just like our show is about perspective, right? And it's having that right mindset, that what Matt shared with us and Thomas. And that's where it starts. It starts in the mind. So me being a digital marketer, social media and all this stuff is very similar to fitness. Content starts with your mind. You got to go do it. If you want to be consistent on these platforms, it's like, why does he or she have this following? Why is she seeing all these opportunities? Well, guess what? They started with baby steps. And they started posting, and one thing led to another. They start engaging. So I think a lot of things start with our minds. So before we leave tonight, remember, stay positive, people. Good things are happening. 2021. We just got to stay positive, support each other. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. And Thomas will be back with us, and thank you so much. It was nice to have you back again, Matt. So
yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Thomas.
Matt holds me accountable, by the way.
So I'll keep connected.
Matt holds me accountable, by the way. He always sends me texts about did you do your exercise today, or did you eat?
Nice, there you go.
But hang on, I send you messages on did you eat?
No,
that's a little counterintuitive.
I watch my diet, or
It's cold, man. You're cold out there.
Gotta keep my feet in a straight line,
No, it's good stuff, man. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. Later.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.